Today is the awesome day. In the beginning of this year, I participated in the coolest project. Along with 30 other San Diego artists, I was offered to design a guitar for a non-profit fundraiser. This is the first project of this kind for me, so I was thrilled to get to work. The guitars donated by a private donor are EVH Wolfgang Standard electric guitar, designed by late Eddie Van Halen. But it's such a significant coincidence that now we can pay tribute to Eddie Van Halen with this project as well. Artreach, it's the name of the nonprofit here in San Diego. Their team liked my series of influential women, so this guitar was decided to be a part of this series and commemorate Corita Kent, an iconic pop artist and a Catholic nun from the 50s and 60s. I won't bore you with the details about her in this video. You can read a blog post on my website about inspiration and my research of Corita's life and work. I will put the link down below for you. It's a bummer that today not that many people actually know who she was. So it was a little challenging to choose a right reference photo to make sure she'll be recognized. Also, I reserved the curved part of the guitar for her face, as it was the biggest spot that won't be covered with electric parts, plates, screws, and other stuff. So I needed a photo that would look good on a curved surface. I narrowed down my list to these three. Now I had to prep the surface for priming and painting. The Artreach team did a great job preparing the guitars so artists wouldn't have to worry about breaking any delicate equipment. All the electric parts were taken off and all the spots that weren't supposed to be painted were carefully taped off. So it was okay to use my electric sander. I used the sand block to get into those nooks and crannies, and then I spray painted the entire guitar body with a white primer from a hardware store. I didn't want to use gesso. For whatever reason, I thought the primer will be more durable. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's my first guitar after all. Then I did a couple of sketches right on the guitar to see which one I like better. I chose this profile image. It is more striking in my opinion. And here's the fun part. I used regular acrylic paints for this project. It worked just fine on top of the primer. Here's how it looked halfway through painting the front part. Corita was using words and quotes, song lyrics, poems, advertising slogans in her work. They were a primary part of her designs, so I wanted to incorporate some of the quotes she used. I liked this E.E. Cummings poem I found on her poster, so I freehanded it just like she would. These white squares are a reference to her work as an art teacher. She called them finders and encouraged her students to look through them to find small sections of beautiful shapes and colors in everything they saw around them. It took me a while to figure out what I want to do on the back side. I wanted to make a reference to Southern California, where she lived and worked for most of her life, so I painted hills and hot air balloons. The images I used in one of my older paintings inspired by those balloon rides in California valleys. I just love seeing those balloons here in San Diego. I am super grateful to the team of Corita Center in LA for their kind help with my research for this project and for permission to use 3 fragments of Corita's artwork on the front. I also used another quote from one of her posters that actually gave a name to this guitar. It just perfectly describes Corita's legacy and my inspiration for this project. Now I needed to apply a final protective coat. In the moment, I thought that the clear epoxy was a great idea. I wanted it to look polished and shiny like professionally made guitars. It took me several days of coating, sanding, fixing drips, and coating again to make it look nice. I should have filmed it, but I was so frustrated with it, I didn't even think about setting the camera. There are still some minor imperfections that I just finally decided to let go of. I was so exhausted. I have no idea how perfectionists survive in this world. And here she is. This is me proudly delivering the finished work to Artreach office. Of course, COVID changed everything. The fundraising activities were postponed for a few months, but the online auction is actually live now. I will put the link down below for you. And the city of San Diego approved the outdoor art walk on November 7th and 8th with a lot of safety measures, and hopefully it will take place. This is what she looks like, fully assembled by professionals. She looks and sounds great, so go check it out, read more about Corita on my blog, and thank you for watching.